Hi everyone, this is Krishna Vandanapu, a Business Applications MVP. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will learn all about solutions. What is a managed solution? What is an unmanaged solution? How to create a solution with various components and how to migrate that solution from unmanaged solution to managed solution. What are the advantages, limitations and disadvantages with solutions? Solution is a container which will hold all the artifacts or components which we want to migrate from one environment to another environment. Solutions are very important when we are creating various artifacts which involves in one project. When a project has multiple power apps, model driven apps, flows, reports, set of tables, and also relations. All these elements cannot be migrated from one environment to another environment unless until we package that. This entire package is what we call it as solution. The solutions are two types. One is unmanaged solution and managed solution. As and when you create a solution in Power Platform, by default, that is a unmanaged solution. And Maker can add all the components or artifacts to that solution when they are progressing the project. Using unmanaged solution, Maker can make changes at any level of the project to components associated with that solution. Once the solution is a managed solution, all these dynamic values or dynamic variables like environment variables and all the components inside a solution will be freezed. When Maker want to delete a unmanaged solution and they delete the unmanaged solution, what happens is only the container will only get deleted, but all the components inside the solution will by default get assigned to default solution. This is very key element we all have to remember. That is the reason when we are moving a solution from lower environment to SIT or UAT, it is always recommended to move it as a managed solution, so that if they want to delete, all the components will be cleaned out clearly. Let us see how to create a solution, how to assign components to the solution and migrate solution from one environment to another environment. I logged on to Power Apps Maker portal and I have created two apps with the standard templates, Power Apps training and help desk training from the template gallery for our demo. So now first let's explore how to create a solution. In Power Apps, when you go to make.powerapps.com, under left hand rail, click on solutions. You can create a new solution or import an existing solution. I can import a unmanaged solution or a managed solution. How do I know a solution is a managed or unmanaged? With the help of this column. The lock is unlock, which means that it is unmanaged solution. If the lock is locked, which means a managed solution. This is how I can differentiate which solution is a managed solution and which solution is an unmanaged solution. By clicking on new solution, I can provide what is my solution name, say like sample solution. Under here, I can provide who is the publisher. If you notice, under publisher, we have CDS default publisher, CDS default publisher. These are all the default publishers which we get as and when we spin the environment. But Krishna is the one I have created. The reason why I have created is I want to have my own prefix and my own notation when I am adding components into the solution. Let's go ahead and create one more as KVN, and the prefix I wanted to do as KVN. What does that mean is when I say prefix, all the objects or components whatever we add into that solution will be preceded as KVN. Or if I say demo and here also demo, demo solution, demo publisher. Here I'm saying demo publisher, and I can say save. We cannot provide space as part of the name, so I just remove the space, click on save. When you click on save, I can see the display name as part of my drop down under publisher. I click on demo publisher and I'll say create. When I click on create, it creates the solution for me. So what it did is it created one container where I can add all my components for that solution. Now, when I go inside a solution by clicking on the name, I can add a new artifact or new component by clicking on new, say like be it as a canvas app or a model driven app, dashboards, tables, environment variables, cloud flows, desktop flows, whatever we want to add, we can add which are related to Power Platform. By clicking on add existing, click on add canvas app, it will start showing you all the various apps which are available in that environment where you have access on. I'm going to add these two apps under my solution. I can select more than one app with the help of this radio button. I'll say add. The time I say add, it will associate these two apps under my solution. Here you go. Since I mentioned my prefix as demo, so all the naming convention under this solution will come as demo. If I go to other app where I have used Krishna as the publisher and I have used the prefix as KVN, all these artifacts will come as KVN. Where does this help is when we are creating apps and referring these environment variables or all the components inside this solution, it is always handy which component I am referring to, especially when we create table and create choice. And if you refer the choice fields in your solution and if you have not mentioned properly, it always create ambiguity when we are referring to those columns. Let us go ahead and create a table here. I went ahead and created the table called help desk details. Under that, I have created two columns. One is question and another one is answer. But if you see all the other columns we get by default as in when we create a table, which we all know. Now, if I want to see only my own columns, I can click on custom and under custom only I can see all my columns. Here also I can see my prefix very clearly so that when I'm referring these columns in my app, I know which table or which under which solution column I'm referring to. Okay. And if I go and create a choice field, I'm creating a column called question priority that I'm going to create as choices. As soon as I say I can choose existing choice or I can create my own choice fields. Now I'm going to create my own. The time I say my own choice, it immediately added demo underscore choice. Now I'll say question priority choices. By saying clearly as question priority choices, I know what column I'm referring, whether I'm referring to my actual column or my choices. I'll know that. Say like high, medium, and the last one is low. I'll say save. The time I say save, it will create one relation for that. Now I'm done with my table creation. I click on save. This, when I go back to my solution level, I will also see something called question priority choices because this is related to this solution. When I'm creating the choice column, I have created my own custom set of choices. Let's go ahead and add a flow also. To create a flow, click on new and select cloud flow, or you can also add existing flows by clicking on add existing and select the cloud flow. Now I want to create a simple cloud flow. The time I click on cloud flow, it takes me to flow maker environment wherein I can create my own flow. I went ahead and added send email action and provided all the mandatory fields. Once I save this flow, it will add one more entry as part of my solution. There you go. It added one more entry as part of my solution. Last but not least, I will go ahead and add environment variable. What is environment variable means? Environment variables are key variables where we will define value which I want to leverage as part of my solution. When I migrate the solution from one environment to another environment, I can define what the value I want to use as part of my app. The advantage is I don't have to hard code the values which I'm supposed to hard code. Example, if I want to read data from a particular SharePoint list, I have to mention the URL as part of my flow. But if I use an environment variable, I can avoid hard coding my site URL as part of the flow. How I can do that is I can refer my environment variable then and there, so it directly takes the value whatever is mentioned in that environment variable. Here also we will provide display name as SharePoint site URL and the data type as text data type. Here we will provide default value or current value. I usually set both the values. Is it really needed? One is more than enough, but I always have a habit of creating a current value so that it will get associated properly. When I create the environment variable, it got added into my solution as environment variable. How do I know what are all the artifacts I have at my solution? Is by clicking onto this. When I click on Canvas app, it only shows Canvas apps. When I click on table, it shows only tables. When I say all, it will show you all the elements. Now that we have created the environment variable, let us go ahead and leverage that environment variable as part of my flow. Get items from SharePoint list. Here I have to provide my SharePoint site URL. But if I want to avoid that, what I can do is I can as well say my environment variable there. Directly I can say SharePoint site URL. So that will associate there and it shows you all the list whatever is available in that SharePoint site. The advantage is when I move from lower environment to higher environment or SIT environment, all I have to ensure is I have to ensure that list is available on the destination or the UAT environment, and I need to update only this site URL once I import the solution in the target location. Let us see how we can do that. I have added one more step as compose to get the length of all the list items in that list. Now I'll save this flow and now go back to my solution. Now that I'm completed with all the components which I want to add as part of the solution, my next step is publish all customizations. Once I publish all the customization, it will publish all the changes or it will finalize all the changes before I package my solution to export. Now I click on export and I can always click on run to see are there any issues before I migrate my solution from lower environment to upper environment. It takes time, depends on the solution size and components inside the solution. It completed the check and started giving me 307 issues. That's a lot. When I click on see issues, all my issues will be listed out as like this. It will show you what is the issue. It's a configuration issue. So, and the severity is medium. So I don't want to worry about that. It is coming from both or coming from my MS app, and it is all configuration and accessibility level exceptions, I don't have to worry about that. Now I'll go back to my solution check and I'll say export, and now I'm okay to export. Now the time I click on next, it shows you how you want to export the solution as a managed solution or unmanaged solution. Remember, when we migrate the solution from lower environment to upper environment, always move it as a managed solution. Click on export. It created the package and it automatically get downloads onto downloads. And if you extract the solution, you will be able to see the very same components what you have created as part of your solution. You will see canvas apps. Under the canvas apps, you will see two apps, whatever the apps you added into the solution, and environment variable definition, and this is demo site URL, and then it also shows you the XML solution file. Okay, that is what you will have as part of the zip. Now I'm moving on to my another environment, which is PP project. The solution I have created is under default environment. Now I want to migrate that solution under PP projects for platform projects environment. Now what I will do is I will click on import. I have selected my solution which we have just packaged, and now I click on next. It shows you all the settings what we have given, and click on next, and here it will show you all the connectors whatever we are using as part of that solution. As part of the flow, we have used send email, and also we use SharePoint connectors. When we are importing the solution, it will show you all the connectors which are used in the solution irrespective of the component. A connection can be part of a flow, connection can be part of the app, or connection can be part of any other artifact like a data flow or BI report. But here it will show you all the connectors which we are going to use as part of the solution. Now I have to create the connections to ensure that my connectivity is there under this environment. If you have a connection already available in that environment, it will not ask you. If it is not there, then only it will ask you. Click on refresh. It will show you my connection. Click on import. It will start importing my solution. Once it is imported, it will show you solution is imported successfully. Now the solution got successfully imported. The solution as sample solution. Under the sample solution, I have all my components what I have created there in my default environment. But in this environment, I see all the components under this solution as managed components, and it also shows you cannot directly edit components under this managed solution. If I want to update my SharePoint site URL to the UAT level, it doesn't let me do it. But how I can do that is go back to solution, under default solution, select the environment variable. Here I can see two environment variable with the same name. This is the reason I was telling you define your own publisher so you know which field or under which solution you are updating your environment variable. Now if you go here, click on edit, this time it let you do that because I am not updating from the solution, whereas I'm updating the same from the default solution. Now if I just update it and say save, it updated. If you execute the cloud flow now, it has to pick the latest updated value what we have provided in the environment variable. I'm executing as a manual run. The flow got ran successfully. This time the site URL got updated as per the value we have provided in the environment variable at my destination location. My destination here, I mentioned my environment variable as demo1. So it connected with demo 1 as we mentioned as part of that, and it pulled the row count as to if I go back to that demo 1, under demo 1 also I have the list called first grade and I have two values. This is how I can package my solution and migrate the solution from one environment to another environment. I hope you learned what is solution and what is the difference between a managed solution and unmanaged solution. Also, how to migrate the solution from one environment to another environment. If you like this video, add your comments, hit like, subscribe to my YouTube channel for all future notifications. Thank you. Have a nice day.